The following is a presentation of the United Wrestling Network.
And welcome to Championship Wrestling presented by Pro Shingle. It's Championship Saturday. Oh yeah! I am Dustin Starr alongside my lovely Maria.
Thanks for joining us today. We have 3 huge championship matches featuring titles and stars of the NWA.
That's right. Today is Championship Saturday, while tomorrow is SummerSlam Sunday at Dave & Buster's in Memphis.
That's right. Join us tomorrow absolutely free. And today's main event is the Dave & Buster's Match of the Week featuring NWA World's Heavyweight Champion Nick Aldis defending the 10 pounds of gold against Peter Avalon.
Along with that, we have an NWA Women's World Title match with Jazz defending the championship against Heather Monroe.
Looking forward to that one.
Yeah.
We'll kick things off with the National Heavyweight Championship on the line.
Cowboy James Storm won the NWA National Championship and brought it to Championship Wrestling last year to defend it against a top contender.
Top contender, huh? We'll see about that.
Yeah, let's see about it. Let's head to ringside.
We mentioned that there would be special guests from the National Wrestling Alliance and a great reception for the national champion, Cowboy James Storm. I just hate the timing, however, by Nikko Marquez. What was he thinking interrupting our main event for the Heritage Championship?
I mean, Todd, we were going to get a new Heritage Champion, and nobody's more upset at that than me. But this is the NWA National Champion, Todd. If he wants to come into the ring, if he wants to say something, if he wants to do anything, you let a man like that do it.
James Storm, no affiliation. He said, I'm not NWA, I'm not ROH, but he is the NWA National Champion. Strong-armed it from the former champ, Colt Boom Boom Cabana.
Strong-armed it. He don't have any other kinds of arms, Todd.
Well, it looks like the Cowboy is here in Championship Wrestling Hollywood. You know, I've seen that Nick Aldis has been here defending his world championship. I even see that Eli Drake is making a home here, that some of the best talent is coming right out of here, out of Championship Wrestling of Hollywood. Well, I had to come here and see for myself because I am not Championship Wrestling of Hollywood. I am not NWA. I am the Cowboy James Mother Effin' Storm. And I have looked through this entire roster of guys who can headline any wrestling show in the world. And I have handpicked an opponent tonight to have my first title defense against, and he is one of the most upcoming stars that you will see in professional wrestling. So right now, I would like for my opponent to come on out here and be the first one that I can say, sorry about your damn luck.
Wow, who's it gonna be? Historic first National Championship defense for the Cowboy, and it happens right here in Championship Wrestling from Hollywood.
Young up-and-comer.
Piranha Conrana.
It's a small fry. Whoo-wee. What an opportunity for Piranha Conrana.
Opportunity to become a big fish in the pond here, a golden opportunity for Piranha Conrana, a chance to hit a home run if there ever was one, if he can dethrone the national champion.
He could. Now, I mean, this could just be my cynical view, but maybe, just maybe, he picked Piranha Conrana for other reasons.
Well, no matter how you slice it, The national championship is on the line. First time the Cowboy defends the gold since defeating Colt Cabana. Controversial fashion. Cabana injured, not cleared to compete, and kind of got strong-armed, as I mentioned, into that matchup with James Storm. James Storm tapped him, forced him to submit to a half crab, and became the third man to hold that title in recent history.
Get Piranha working Storm back to the corner, showing those muscles. Fish got muscles, right?
They're swimming constantly. I don't know that they sleep. I think they're made of muscle. Anyway, here we go. Lock up again. Collar and elbow tie-up in this impromptu matchup. The title on the line. Again, power display, I guess you could say, by Piranha Conrana.
I mean, I would have to guess that Storm's taking this match a little lighter. Oh, never mind.
What a clothesline there. A big cannon shot by the Cowboy. Had that six-shooter fully loaded. Now the cross-arm shots, and I think that playtime is over here, Dan. If you thought he was taking it lightly, very serious now here for Piranha Conrana.
Let me rephrase taking it lightly as to taking his time. He just waited and just took that fish's head off.
Would you say he lured in Piranha Conrana?
Yeah, he baited him for sure.
Piranha has not been the same after that big clothesline. Now big back elbow shot. Former world champion, former tag team title holder many times over, Cowboy James Storm, and now the NWA National Champion. Defeated Colt Cabana at ROH, best in the world, and now just making an example.
He's just a big, strong man. He's thick, and when he hits, it's just so hard. Look at him just wrenching on the neck of Piranha Conrana.
Look at this big shot, swinging for the fences in a big way, trying to win championship gold. Piranha has got the champ, rocking and reeling a little bit here, had him off balance. Quick reversal there by the Cowboy.
Storm, man, he's having no more of this.
Ragdolling the challenger, short power bomb. And this is getting ugly. Look out here, last call. Big time super kick. How many people has he put away with that? And the champion reigns on.
Here is your winner and still NWA National Champion, James Storm.
Dan, your thoughts as James Storm came out here to make a statement, to squish the fish, and to put the gold on the line.
I mean, you saw Storm just turn it on. He called out his opponent, the Piranha comes out, and you saw Storm go from 0 to 60. Takes his head off, just keeps beating on him, and that vicious power bomb. Let's hear from the champ.
Everybody take notice because my ass is back in the game.
Cowboy doing thing his way at his own terms. An outlaw to be sure, and he's riding roughshod wherever he goes.
Choosing Pro Shingle is like picking the perfect tag team partner, right, Dave?
You got that right. It's simple and easy. They'll even file your insurance claim for you.
Give them a call. Tell them Dave and Dustin sent you.
901-258-6503.
From all of us at CW30, we want to thank you for making us #1 in your homes and now nationwide.
We can proudly say that we are the #1 CW station in the country, and it's all thanks to you.
Thanks for sticking by us. We'll continue to bring you great shows you want to see.
So you could have chocolate, you could have a marshmallow, you could have a graham cracker.
But they're just ingredients.
Yes, until you actually melt them together.
Turn up the heat.
They're not a s'more.
No.
This is a s'more.
Toasted s'more shake.
COVID-19 is spreading, but here are some tips you can do to protect yourself.
Wash your hands often.
Keep a social distance of at least 3 feet.
Cough into your elbow.
Your face, don't touch it.
And of course, if you feel sick, stay home. Let's all do our part to flatten the curve.
It's the biggest disgrace in wrestling history.
An untrained actor wins most prestigious championship.
His involvement in wrestling hurt his career.
I want to clear my name and honor wrestling.
2 years ago, it's a heart attack. A year later, it's a death match. What does that mean for next year?
one last time, I have to really prove myself.
The all-new Championship Wrestling podcast is presented by Be Free CBD.
The NWA, of course, will still be included in the broadcast every now and again, but there'll be some new faces that I don't want to spoil. You're going to have to watch the show to see. New stables, new faces, and a big emphasis on female wrestling.
BeFreeCBD.com joins forces with Championship Wrestling to help you be and feel your best.
Last week on Championship Wrestling, the stars of the United Wrestling Network were shining bright with never-before-seen footage from some of our most popular alumni, featuring Willie Mack versus Scorpio Sky in an epic ladder match for the United TV title. Plus, classic women's tag team action pitting Candice LeRae and Allison Danger versus Buggy and Bailey. And in our main event, it's X-Pac versus Daniel Bryan one-on-one.
Beautiful drop kick. Oh, with a socket of his own.
All that and so much more on the fastest hour in pro wrestling. Watch episode 72 in full on our official YouTube channel at CW30 Wrestling.
Welcome back. That didn't take long, did it?
Sorry about your damn luck. Cowboy doesn't get paid by the hour, Maria.
Up next, we have women's division match with the NWA World Title on the line.
Killer Bay Heather Monroe squares off against one of the toughest women professional wrestling has ever seen. And if you don't believe me, just watch this.
San Joseph, I don't know if Heather Monroe knows what she's in for right now.
But listen, there's so many people that want that title. There's so many people that have had their shot, and Jazz has just beaten them all. But I don't know if she's come up against somebody as smart and as prepared as a Heather Monroe.
Heather Monroe did beat a former NWA World's Women's Champion in Barbie Hayden in Wenzhou, China, so she might be up to the task, but good luck. I gotta believe that the butterflies start when this has gotta be so intimidating, being in the ring and watching this entrance of the female fighting phenom, the champion, Jazz.
And you just see how Jazz is methodically pacing around the ring. She knows exactly what she's doing. 2 decades in professional wrestling. She has put so many opponents to sleep. And you see the stare of Heather Monroe right now. I don't know if she's intimidated or focused. Either way, this is going to be something else.
Jazz mentioned it in a recent interview, responding to the comments of Heather Monroe saying, just like fine wine, I get better over time. That certainly has seemed to be the case as we get ready to set the stage. You get a good look at the champ.
Oh yeah, she's focused all right. Monroe looks unflappable though.
If she's intimidated, she is not showing it.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall, and it is for the NWA World Women's Championship. Introducing first the challenger. She is the Killer Bay, Heather Monroe. And introducing the champion from New Orleans, Louisiana. She is the NWA World Women's Champion, Jazz.
Adnan Qureshi setting the stage. There you see what it's all about. Title that she's held since September of 2016.
No doubt defeating Amber O'Neal almost 2.5 years ago. But Heather Monroe has earned this title shot. There's no doubt about that.
There you see what it's all about. First of 2 big title matches on Championship Wrestling from Hollywood. The NWA World's Women's Championship up for grabs. There you get a good look at the challenger, the Keller Bay, Heather Monroe. taking on the champion Jazz, who, as you mentioned, has had a death grip on the title. Bell has sounded, and we are set for action. What can the challenger do, Dan, to nullify the size and strength and experience of Jazz?
Yeah, she's got to find a way to get Jazz off her game. She can't compete with the power.
Heather MONROE is a submission specialist, though. Of course, she has the 7-year stretch that has made many opponents tap. But Jazz is already the 4th longest reigning NWA World Women's Champion of all time. That's incredible.
Really is. And speaking of submissions, Jazz known to put people away with an STF as well, showing her wrestling acumen. There is the champion. So back to square one in this one. Recent big title defenses for champion Jazz back at NWA 70 over Penelope Ford. Recently at the NWA pop-up event over Allie.
Well, no, actually, some would look at that as a bit of a slip-up. Jazz flat out attacked the referee and got disqualified. Many people think it's just that's the attitude of Jazz. Some people think Allie was posing too much of a challenge and Jazz didn't want to deal with it anymore.
A win's a win.
Well, it wasn't a win. It was a loss by disqualification, but fact of the matter, she remains champion.
Your small picture in this. Big picture, she kept the belt. It's a win.
And right here on Hollywood, perhaps Heather MONROE really well-versed to take on someone like Jazz because as of late, she had a vendetta with a very tough, big, strong competitor in Aoka Muhara. So perhaps training for this like never before is Heather MONROE trying to keep the champion close here with this side headlock.
And one thing about Heather MONROE, she never gets overwhelmed. There's never any moment that's too big for her. So believe me when I say she can be the most vindictive competitor you'll ever come across, regardless of how powerful Jazz is, regardless of how violent she is.
Ooh.
Don't underestimate Heather MONROE.
The strength of that headlock, keeping it locked on.
Heather MONROE showing some strength, tenacity in her own right. And I'd go one step further, vindictive, yes, Johnny. Also, no shortcut that Heather MONROE is not willing to take. But the veteran Jazz has seen just about everything in her decorated career, so this is an interesting matchup for certain with the gold on the line.
Yes, she has. And, you know, Jazz, it almost appears to me as she's kind of just eyeing up Heather MONROE. She's kind of measuring her up a little bit, just waiting for her time to strike. But Heather MONROE staying on her feet there.
Yeah, I mean, the strength going to Jazz, but not much of a size advantage in and of itself. Whoa.
Things getting pretty chippy here, guys, between champion and challenger. Heather better watch that bravado, that confidence in there with Jazz. And I think Jazz, after the words of Heather MONROE, out to teach MONROE a lesson, much like former NWA World's Heavyweight Champion Tim Storm did to Peter Avalon.
Well, he did teach Peter Avalon a lesson, but Peter Avalon still has more victories over Tim Storm, so that's a fair argument.
Shallow victories at best. Championship matchup continuing here. There you see the power. Explosive. Like a defensive lineman coming out of his stance into the backfield looking for the sack, and you can see the effects there. Look at the shoulder. Just about got ripped off there of the challenger.
Well, Jazz has a low center of gravity, and she's so incredibly powerful.
She can't get too confident. I mean, she's well prepared for every match that she goes in. There's been a few times, big hit, big move, and Jazz has given Heather a little bit of time, letting her breathe in that pain. I don't know if I would give her that much room and space. Not somebody as clever as Heather.
Like you said, Todd, there's no rule that Heather MONROE won't break. There's no body part she won't try to snap. But then again, she's dealing with Jazz, who's been champion for almost 900 days.
Well, and we talked about the seeming cockiness and overconfidence of Heather MONROE, cinches in a nice hammerlock here. Do you think that perhaps the champion coming in a little overconfident as well?
It's very possible. Oh, wait a minute. Utilizing that body weight.
When you've been champion as long as Jazz has, it is tough to not be
into the cover now. Ooh. Yeah, but at some point, are you ripe for the picking as Jazz now goes for the cover again and showing some great amateur wrestling skills?
You're thinking this might be a sleeper match? Nice win, maybe?
Well, maybe if Heather gets displays those submission skills that Johnny LaQuasto documented, but right now, you got to admit, it's been fairly even since the opening bell. Into a bit of a gator roll, floats over into a cover as the champion. Nicely done. Right back to that front face lock, north-south position.
Yeah, Heather's going to have to get some separation. She can't compete with the strength of Jazz.
Jazz has never had a loss for confidence, but following the NWA pop-up where she got disqualified, maybe she's starting to second guess herself a little bit. You know, Jazz has been around prior to this whole new generation, this whole new wave of talent coming in women's wrestling, and so you wonder if the walls are starting to close in on Jazz a little bit.
But did Jazz get disqualified by hitting the official because she was overly aggressive, or to your point, maybe because she knew she was in trouble? I don't think so. I don't think the champion backs down from a fight.
She's not backing down, but Allie is incredible. She's one of the best wrestlers on the planet. Maybe she had Jazz's number that day, much like Heather Monroe might right now.
Speaking of, the champ is rocked that big kick as Jazz was not able to protect herself.
7-year stretch. She's got it. New champ. She has the bridge.
History might be made right here in Hollywood after the nearly 2.5-year reign. Could it be coming to an end?
Oh. Look at Jazz. Incredible ring awareness, getting the foot on the bottom rope. And the frustration being let out by Monroe.
That's instincts right there. Nicely done by Jazz, but again, desperation that we're not used to seeing by the physically dominant Jazz.
Geez.
And now a leverage maneuver to take Heather Monroe to the outside. So a little bit more of a cagey and crafty Jazz that we're used to seeing outside of just pure physical dominance, gentlemen.
Hey, she'll do whatever she has to do to keep that title, as evidenced by what she did at the pop-up. She doesn't care where she's at. She doesn't care that she came to Hollywood. The title is what matters to her.
This is not where you want to be. Speaking of Heather Monroe, where you're just getting a clubbing here, courtesy of the world's women's champion on the outside. Again, title can only change hands inside the ring by pinfall or submission. And the veteran rolling in there to break the count to dish out some more punishment on the challenger.
Yeah, Heather's got to get back into that ring, not only for some separation, but she just cannot go strike for strike like that with Jazz.
Jazz going to work, just turning this thing into a slugfest, which I gotta believe certainly favors the champion, Johnny.
There's no question about it. Jazz is incredibly powerful, sending Monroe right into the steps. Once again, that left shoulder that she attacked earlier in the match.
Jazz spent a long time in the land of extreme, going extreme here with the NWA World's Women's Championship on the line. You talk about the vindictive nature of Heather Monroe, the challenger. We're seeing that by the champion as well. Win at all costs.
I gotta say, I'm a little bit surprised that Jazz even sent Heather Monroe back in the ring. She clearly doesn't care where she does damage to her opponents. She wouldn't even care if she got counted out or disqualified.
Oh, we see the peppering the challenger now with these jabs.
Look
Throwing hands. Nobody home there, though. Oh, man, makes her eat defeat, but will she get the victory? Desperation now. Look at this, trying to capitalize. Is the challenger? No, only a count of 2.
You saw the momentum. She bounced off the ropes. Heather Monroe wasted no time with that pin, but only a 2 count.
Door cracked open. Heather Monroe tried to kick it down.
Went for the Michinoku driver, but Jazz reversing it.
Look out here in that launch position.
Could
Gets
it be?
So much velocity into the Jazz stinger.
Dead center of the ring. Jazz hooks the leg, and the champion retains.
Whew.
Here is your winner, and still NWA World Women's Champion, Jazz.
Over the years, the more things change, the more they stay the same. Jazz gets it done. Successful World's Women's Championship defense right here on Championship Wrestling from Hollywood. Our main event is coming up. We'll be right back.
Join us for a special tribute to the career and legacy of superstar Bill Dundee. Sunday, September 20th at Growlers. VIP tickets include custom superstar face mask and t-shirt. Along with a special Q&A, you'll be treated to a special screening of Bill's new movie, Screecher. That's Sunday, September 20th at Growlers in Memphis. Limited tickets on sale now at ChampionshipWrestlingMemphis.com.
Mask Up Memphis. Protect yourself and others from COVID-19 by wearing a mask.
That's right, just like this.
No, Dustin. No.
I got it, hold on.
Are you trying to get this wrong? The proper way to wear a mask is to cover your nose and your mouth. There you go. Prevent the spread. Mask Up Memphis.
Dave & Buster's is the coolest place to eat, drink, played and watch WWE SummerSlam. Sunday, August 23rd. It's free. Plus, you can win prizes. Dave & Buster's Wolf Chase.
This portion of Championship Wrestling is presented by Platinum Jewelers.
When you go to buy your next diamond or watch, shop local like we do. Shop Platinum Jewelers.
We aren't the only ones who prefer Platinum Jewelers.
What's up, Memphis? This is Jaren Jackson Jr. from the Grizzlies, encouraging you all to shop where I shop, Platinum Jewelers here in Memphis. 545 Perkins Extended in East Memphis. The other is 9387 Poplar next to Fresh Market in Germantown. Go to my spot, Platinum Jewelers.
Hey, don't be that guy. The neighbor with the ugly stained roof. Get a roof shampoo. It's eco-friendly and a fraction of the price of a new roof. Call now for a free quote, 901-258-6503.
Is this, but for real though, this is the start of the interview, right? And that's, there we go. Behind the scenes, Dan Joseph's awesome. There is very much an art to wrestling, and some people, I'm sure it comes naturally and it just clicks and they like, okay, I know and I'm listening and I hear and I understand. It took a little while longer for me, for sure. Growing up, I played hockey forever. I used to play defense. So I'm eyeballing, I'm looking around and somebody's looking behind them to catch a pass and I'm just charging, lowering that shoulder and hitting them. After high school, I did a lot of bar league hockey and a lot of things like that, but I missed that physicality especially. I wanted something that was like, real. I could feel that. I could lay that shoulder into somebody or, pick them up and throw them. And wrestling, that's exactly it.
Nice suplex there by the champion. There you go.
When I showed up to the first taping I'd ever gone to, I had been training for about 6 months or so. I did a bunch of practice matches. You work on this and that, and none of them were very good yet. But I looked physical, like I could move. I could get beat up. Hey, who can't get beat up? I could get beat up. So I showed up, and my debut match was against James Morgan. I had nice purple and black tights on. I had borrowed kick pads. I got beat to hell in a few minutes.
That is skill. Morgan is just destroying. Who is this kid anyway?
I thought we did decent in Pack 3. I thought we had a pretty good run. And I thought we were pretty entertaining. I mean, if we're being really real about it, that was a spectacle. That was a coach and a water boy, and Dylan, he very much knew what he was doing, and I was along for the ride, and I was learning very much so at that point. But I didn't feel very confident in my in-ring ability at the time.
Oh, tried to plant Yuma, but now it turned on him! Sex Factor! Sex Factor, center of the ring!
3 weeks, a month after we won the titles, I got injured, hurt my knee, boom, at the gym, I jumped about an inch, blew my knee out. Terrible, terrible. Took forever to get back. Finally, I get back to wrestling. I start working again. I'm going, few matches. I'm like 3 matches in, I get a hernia. Kidding me? I'm just getting back into this. I have a hernia. Another surgery, and then I get a call from Dave Marquez. He gave me a call one day and said, "Do you want to try announcing?" And yes, I had been injured. I was trying to get back. I wanted to stay active and, current, and I guess he liked the way I communicated, so he gave it a shot. Started talking.
Anything can happen. I might enter. I might win the Rumble tonight. Joe might win it. You don't know.
And now I'm watching the match and I'm seeing it live. I'm seeing what everybody does, how it looks, how the fans react, what the people and what the producers are saying in my ear. And then I go home and a week later I watch it again. It just helps me like, okay, so don't do that anymore. Do that. Be more like this, don't be like that, and I feel like a different wrestler from my time announcing, more so than, more so of a change than any other point. Winning the title was awesome out there. The crowd's energy, you feel all that excitement. You've just been throwing and duking it out, for 15 minutes or whatever, and then it's over, and you're holding that, and it's nice, it's awesome. Like I felt like I really earned that spot, over the years and years that I had been there, and getting it, winning the championship was like it was great. It was a very real reaction.
Shane, I got it! Shane, I got it, baby! Shane, I got it, baby!
Just holding that, knowing how far I've come from getting squashed to this moment, you know, in my home promotion where I started, you know, literally on TV with them, it's very, very nice. And I would like to hold on to that for as long as I can.
Looking for a new wrestling podcast? Listen to Brian Trammell and the best little wrestling podcast in the business. Available on your favorite podcast providers at STSPOD.CLUB. Championship Wrestling joins forces with Grind City Designs to bring you the all-new Championship Wrestling Shop. All styles, all sizes, featuring the legends of classic Memphis wrestling. Pickup or delivery.
Welcome back to Championship Saturday, presented by Pro Shingle. We've seen 2 big NWA Championship matches so far, and now it's time for the 10 pounds of gold.
Up next, NWA World Champion Nick Aldis defends his title against Peter Avalon in our Dave & Buster's Match of the Week.
This confrontation is from AZ 150 last year, and it's a classic.
It is main event time, and what an atmosphere in the Nile Theater. Championship Wrestling from Arizona, and there you see him, the challenger, producer, Peter Avalon, looking to make history. A match 14 months in the making for him. In the past, thought he had a date with Destiny with Nick Aldis for the 10 pounds of gold. That was in Nick Aldis's original title reign. Well, more things change, the more they stay the same. Aldis is once again the champ, and this time, Avalon's got a shot.
Producer Peter Avalon has been waiting a very long time for this opportunity. Is today at AZ 150, the main event of AZ 150, his date with Destiny with the NWA World Championship.
Look at him, it's producer Peter Avalon. If anybody can take that belt off of the national treasure, Nick Aldis, it is that man in the ring right now.
Championship Wrestling from Arizona. I am your producer, Peter Avalon. This match is more than 1 year in the making for me. Back in July, I'll admit, the match was just for me. But then he didn't show up. It angered me. It angered me because it felt not only a slap to my face, not only a slap to my partner's face, not only a slap to the United Wrestling Network, but a damn slap to each and every one of your faces. I consider myself a selfish guy, but this is my TV show. And when you mess with my TV show, they're messing with each and every one of you, and I don't like that. So tonight, all of us here, we're gonna make it PPA all day, and I'm gonna bring that NWA World Championship not only to Arizona, but I'm gonna bring it to the library, baby.
There he is, the reigning, defending NWA World's Heavyweight Champion, the National Treasure, Nick Aldis, stepping into hostile territory after the words of producer Peter Avalon. But quite frankly, that is what the World's Champion has to bear. You're going to go in to unfamiliar territory. You got to defend that title all over the globe, and the National Treasure has done that time in, time out. Can he do it right here in Arizona? You know, Todd, the NWA World's Heavyweight Championship has never changed hands in the state of Arizona. Today could be a very historic day in the history of not only Championship Wrestling from Arizona, but professional wrestling as a whole. The NWA World's Heavyweight Championship could change hands for the first time in the state of Arizona today. What history that would be. But ice water running through the veins of Aldis. It might be business as usual for him as we get set for this incredible clash for the 10 pounds of gold. Here to set the stage, ring announcer Ben Barnes.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is your main event. The following contest is co-sanctioned by the United Wrestling Network and the National Wrestling Alliance, and it is for the NWA World Heavyweight Championship. Introducing first, the challenger to my right, hailing from Carson City, Nevada, weighing in at 190 pounds, producer Peter Avalon. And his opponent, hailing from Kings Lynn, England, weighing in at 248 pounds, he is the NWA World Heavyweight Champion, the National Treasure, Nick Aldis!
This match is for the NWA World's Heavyweight Championship. We went over the rules in the back, but once again, should I reach a 5 on a count, you will be disqualified. The only way that the NWA World's Heavyweight Championship can change hands is by pinfall or submission. Gentlemen, do you understand the rules as I've read them to you? Then please return to your corners and await my instruction.
The formalities are out of the way, and when we return, the legendary 10 pounds of gold will be on the line.
Your neighbor just called and said you need a roof shampoo. Our patented green, eco-friendly roof cleaning solution is perfect for your shingles. Call now for a free quote, 901-258-6503.
So you could have chocolate, you could have a marshmallow, you could have a graham cracker.
But they're just ingredients.
Yes, until you actually melt them together.
Turn up the heat.
They're not a s'more.
No.
This is a s'more.
Toasted s'more shake.
It's the biggest disgrace in wrestling history.
An untrained actor wins most prestigious championship.
His involvement in wrestling hurt his career.
I want to clear my name and honor wrestling.
2 years ago, it's a heart attack. A year later, it's a death match. What does that mean for next year?
One last time, I have to really prove myself.
The all-new Championship Wrestling podcast is presented by Be Free CBD.
We're creating a brand new show called United Wrestling Network Live. So the WWE is live and AEW is live.
Right.
We are the only other live pro wrestling show that'll be available on television.
BeFreeCBD.com joins forces with Championship Wrestling to help you be and feel your best.
This week only, join us for Championship Wrestling presented by Pro Shingle at 11 a.m.
Luchasaurus is in action, plus Aldis versus Cabana for the NWA 10 pounds of gold.
That's Saturday, 11 a.m. right here on CW30 Memphis.
It's time for the Dave & Buster's Match of the Week. Watch WWE SummerSlam at Dave & Buster's tomorrow night. It's free, plus you can win prizes. Let's head back to ringside.
Welcome back to the action. NWA World's Heavyweight Championship on the line. Home turf crowd, home field advantage for the challenger, producer Peter Avalon, in a big way.
Absolutely, Todd. You just heard the AZ Crazies. There's the bell. The matchup officially underway. The NWA World's Heavyweight Championship on the line in the world-famous Nile Theater. Dan Joseph, how you feeling, buddy?
I mean, this is exciting. I have been waiting over a year to see one of my favorites go up against another one of my favorites, PPA and the National Treasure.
Avalon got a little shot across the bow in recent action. Victorious in a 6-man tag team match in which Avalon teamed with Ricky Starks and the Outlaw James Storm against world's champion Nick Aldis and the United Tag Team champs, the Soul Burners. So some important momentum for the challenger coming in to this title clash. Top wrist lock takedown, beautifully done by the champ.
Well, you got to wonder, Todd, and Dan as well, how much knowledge did Peter Avalon take from that 6-man match? How much did he learn by standing across the ring from Nick Aldis?
6-man match. I'm talking about the last year. We have been watching Aldis. We have been watching him have match after match against opponent after opponent. And if we've been watching it, you know that, man. Peter Avalon has been watching it, learning.
Fundamental thus far in this one. Nice reversal by Aldis.
Fighting through the strength of the champion is Peter Avalon.
Yeah, you'd have to imagine that Peter Avalon's been spending a lot of time with his video library checking out what Aldis has been up to over the last year.
Head scissors counter there by the challenger into the headlock, takedown, countered immediately. Square one for these two, and a great reception. AZ Crazy's loving the action thus far. Now, despite the words of Peter Avalon, it must be mentioned that the National Treasure didn't duck Avalon. There was a travel conflict, and that, of course, then ended up being the catalyst for what was an incredible heated rivalry between producer Peter Avalon and former NWA World's Heavyweight Champion Tim Storm.
But we all saw how that culminated for producer Peter Avalon, how that ended at NWA 70. Not exactly the way that Nikko Marquez and producer Peter Avalon had in mind. So hopefully, for Peter's sake, it'll be a different result today against the National Treasure when the NWA World's Championship is on the line.
Fireman's carry. Yeah, you might say that NWA 70 match left a bad taste in the mouth of Peter Avalon, but Avalon holds 2 victories over the former champ as well. Pace quickens here, Dan Joseph, and that might favor Avalon.
Yeah, you're watching that speed of Avalon. He's gone a lot of times, hold, gets a headlock, brings down the champ, but the champ using his power. Every time Avalon takes him over, it's not too much longer, the National Treasure reverses it. You just keep watching. Avalon's got to keep using that speed. Eventually, he'll catch something that'll really start working.
Dan, in the early moments of this matchup, this seems like almost like a bit of a feeling out process between these two.
Well, I mean, they've been looking at each other for over a year, but they haven't really been in there. Yes, the 6-man tag. Didn't spend a lot of time, not a ton in there together.
Well, they're both well-traveled veterans and professionals. You don't want to make a pivotal early mistake because you're into the cover, shifts the weight, because your opponent will absolutely capitalize and make you pay for it here. So keeping it rudimentary in the early going until perhaps you see that window of opportunity to really kick it into high gear.
And you know, Todd, you brought up an interesting fact earlier about how when the National Treasure was supposed to be here a year ago to defend the NWA World's title in his initial reign, that was the same year that he went to China for the first time and defended the NWA World's Championship. Since that time, Peter Avalon has gone on to China and defended championships and wrestled over there. So these two very much on a similar trajectory in their careers.
Would you be quiet for a second? Did you just watch Peter Avalon trading blows with the champ, going toe-to-toe and having the advantage?
Well, I just watched Peter Avalon damn near get decapitated by the champ.
That might be a losing proposition if you go toe-to-toe in a physical battle with that man, the National Treasure. Huge clothesline, and that might the first real big meaningful strike of the matchup. That's that window of opportunity we talked about. Advantage Aldis.
Ooh. We'll see the size advantages right here. Now that the pace is slowed down, you're looking at the power, the strength. Set him up, throw him where you want. Wow.
A lot of leverage behind that Irish whip, and the challenger just crumbling to the canvas.
Well, we heard it during the tail of the tape, about a 40-pound weight difference between these two competitors. You got to wonder how that is going to come into play. And of course, also, you take a look at these two when they stand eye to eye. Aldis has about maybe a 2-inch height difference against Peter Avalon. That's also going to transfer to that arm reach as well, as you know, Todd.
No doubt about it. And yeah, Avalon's going to have to get inside of that, attack from angles. Both guys trading chops with the 10 pounds of gold hanging in the balance. A wild atmosphere here in Arizona. This crowd, the AZ Crazies as you call them, all kinds of fired up.
You heard him. You heard Avalon in the beginning. Before this match started, he wants all this. He wanted him here, and now he wants him here in Arizona. Not just for him, but for everybody that's been waiting for this match. He's fighting for more than just himself right now.
Oh, he's fighting for all the AZ Crazies here in the Nile Theater and all of them watching at home.
He's going to be fighting for breath after that, quite frankly. Another big Irish whip into the corner by the physically dominant National Treasure, who has had just a straightforward attack now.
You see, again, whenever Avalon's got the advantage, it doesn't take much, but the power and strength of the National Treasure, they're able to reverse almost everything that Avalon's been throwing at him.
Nice vertical suplex there from the world's champ, and a kick out by the challenger.
Signature offense there for Nick Aldis. So effortless, he gets it into that one-arm lift, drops you down with that vertical suplex, and then lures you right back in. You know, it's frying pan fire. He'll go from high impact, and then he'll absolutely sap the strength. And this is going to try and take the crowd out of the equation as well. So smart heads-up move here by the champ.
Well, it seems, Todd, like the champ walked into this matchup with a game plan, with some marching orders for himself. You talked about it earlier, ice water in the veins. It could be just business as usual for the champ. It's going to be on the challenger to put him on his heels here.
Well, he's doing a good job of making Avalon fight his battle. A lot of strikes, a lot of hits, a lot of power in this.
The champion dropping down the knee, goes for the cover. Is that going to be enough? Not yet, but the champion in the driver's seat, throwing the challenger to the outside. This battle for the 10 pounds of gold continues right after this.
From all of us at CW30, we want to thank you for making us #1 in your homes and now nationwide.
We can proudly say that we are the #1 CW station in the country, and it's all thanks to you.
Thanks for sticking by us. We'll continue to bring you great shows you want to see.
This portion of Championship Wrestling is presented by Platinum Jewelers.
When you go to buy your next diamond or watch, shop local like we do. Shop Platinum Jewelers.
We aren't the only ones who prefer Platinum Jewelers.
What's up, Memphis? This is Jaren Jackson Jr. from the Grizzlies, encouraging you all to shop where I shop, Platinum Jewelers here in Memphis. 545 Perkins Extended in East Memphis. The other is 9387 Poplar next to Fresh Market in Germantown. Go to my spot, Platinum Jewelers.
Championship Wrestling joins forces with Grind City Designs to bring you the all-new Championship Wrestling Shop. All styles, all sizes, featuring the legends of classic Memphis wrestling. Pickup or delivery. Dave & Buster's is the coolest place to eat, drink, play, and watch WWE SummerSlam. Sunday, August 23rd, it's free. Plus, you can win prizes. Dave & Buster's Wolf Chase.
Mask Up Memphis. Protect yourself and others from COVID-19 by wearing a mask.
That's right, just like this.
No, Dustin. No.
I got it, hold on.
Are you trying to get this wrong? The proper way to wear a mask is to cover your nose and your mouth. There you go. Prevent the spread. Mask up, Memphis.
Pro Shingle has a deal for you. For the next 14 days, Pro Shingle will pay your insurance deductible up to $1,000 on a complete roof replacement. It's the simple choice. Go to ProShingle.com or call 901-258-6503.
Join us for a special tribute to the career and legacy of superstar Bill Dundee. Sunday, September 20th at Growlers. Limited tickets on sale now at ChampionshipWrestlingMemphis.com.
Welcome back, everyone, to this marquee matchup. The challenger producer, Peter Avalon, trying to make history by winning the NWA World's Heavyweight title. The first time the title would change place in Arizona, if it happens. but not so fast. The champ in control thus far. Todd Kennelly, Dan Joseph, John Roberts here with the call of the action.
And gentlemen, throughout the entire commercial break, I mean, we all saw it. The champion continuing to execute a game plan in control of the challenger all throughout the commercial break.
It's been stoic, it's been methodical, but it's been an attempt to take the crowd out of this thing, to just control, to use his advantages, size and strength. Those are tough numbers to nullify, and the champion knows it, and he's doing it to perfection at this moment.
Well, there's a reason that he's a two-time NWA World's Heavyweight Champion. Nick Aldis knows what it takes to not only win the title, but retain it at all costs.
That size, that strength. He is making Avalon fight his battle. We haven't seen the speed come out of Avalon. We haven't seen any real tricky, nothing. It's been fighting, hitting, kicking, grabbing a hold and trying to wrench it in. That's Aldis all over.
Nice back elbow there from the challenger. Todd, that could be the moment he needs.
Oh, look out here. Uh-oh, Mag Daddy Driver. Mag Daddy Driver, little throwback, and only a count of 2 throughout his storied career. That was his go-to weapon of choice in the early stages. He's added so many levels since then, but he can catch you in a hurry and almost got the victory with it.
Look at that, immediately. Little spark from Avalon, immediately shut down by Aldis and then locked in, like you said, taking out Avalon, taking out the crowd, or trying to at least.
Well, magnificent of the National Treasure to dip deep into the playbook and pull something out from the past and utilize it right there.
And the bigger champion now, he allows himself to stay fresh. He did the damage with the Mag Daddy Driver, but then slowing the pace back down, but creating some distance right now is the challenger, who's got a whole lot of fight left, it would seem. Well,
too big. Too big is that champion.
Again, you know, we talked about it, a near 40-pound weight difference between challenger and champion. But look at Peter Avalon utilizing his agility. Beautiful drop kick there.
And utilizing the home field advantage. Now picking up the pace, dive to the outside. The National Treasure goes down, and he might go bankrupt here if Avalon can keep it up.
The crazies come to life here in the world-famous Nile Theater in support of producer Peter Avalon, PPA. Oh, dang, crossbody, a hook of the leg. We're going to crown a new champion, no.
Look at that. After the big dive to the outside, wasting no time as Avalon, right to the springboard, right to the crossbody, and now trying to end this. But look how big all this is.
Aldis able to counter out of that. Just so much strength, so much power after the springboard crossbody by the challenger. Attempted single.
Oh, wait, inside cradle.
Inside cradle indeed. Nice reversal. Two great veterans going at it. Oh, my goodness. The human game of chess here for the 10 pounds of gold. You got to love it. Oh, really going to cinch it in now.
It could come down to a battle of submissions. Look at this. PPA with the golden arch locked in.
He's got that golden arch. Both champion and challenger well versed when it comes to submissions. The Kingsland Cloverleaf for Aldis, but the golden arch here on display by the challenger. He's really got to squat down and apply the pressure though.
Look at that reach of Aldis. He's in the center of the ring and he's grabbing the ropes. Big, tall champion able to get out of that single leg crab.
Dan Joseph, at this point, what is it going to take for the challenger to walk away with the NWA World Championship?
Stay on him. Stay on him. There you go. Don't give Aldis a chance to breathe.
And to you, Todd Kennelly, what is it going to take for the champion to retain the 10 pounds of gold?
Well, this might do it right here. Tombstone pile driver. A little trick out of the playbook of the Dynamite Kid, one of Aldis's idols, and lays out producer Peter Avalon. Aldis loves to follow it up with the elbow. That's got to be what he has in mind. And now not going to a lock at this point, not slowing down the pace. Now the champion wants to finish this thing, drops the elbow to perfection. Gonna put it on ice. Not yet.
Don't pop the champagne yet. Aldis not able to put away producer Peter Avalon right there. And now look at this, disbelief in the eyes of the champion. He's probably wondering to himself, what is it gonna take to put away Avalon?
Aldis with that, two of his primary weapons, the tombstone, the elbow. He was not able to silence the crowd just yet, not able to shush the fight of his challenger.
Well, what does the National Treasure got in mind here, Todd? Well, he's kind of going into unfamiliar territory here, and this is maybe somewhat of an act of desperation. It goes to show you how seriously Aldis takes the challenger. Countering, though, now. Quick is as a Avalon cat. Superplex! Quick as a cat is Avalon. And now, Todd, he's going up to the high rent.
Huge splash. 2.
Incredible hang time on that splash. Dan Joseph almost looked like we were in slow motion. He was up there for so long before coming crashing down, but the power still there for the champion.
You look at that. Shot after shot.
Oh, Martinez! There it is! New champion history's gonna be made in Arizona for the first time. No! Peter Avalon is pulling out all the stops in this NWA World's Championship match.
But look at all this, too. His feet already. Look at the champ.
This has been a war of attrition. Caught again. I think he was thinking tombstone again, but fought off. Thwarted by the challenger. Nobody home there with that attempt from the top. Look out here. He got caught.
Oh, no.
Oh, going to take him on a one-way trip to Kings Lynn. Kings Lynn Cloverleaf is in. Oh, no. Peter Avalon in danger here of losing this opportunity. The champ in control. The NWA World's Heavyweight Champion. Is he going to retain? Is the challenger going to tap?
No. The size advantage. Avalon.
And the champion retains.
Winner of the match and still the NWA World Heavyweight Champion, Nick Aldis.
Incredible gutsy victory for Aldis, who had to step into a hostile territory. And as we mentioned, business as usual. Let's take a look back at the action.
This instant replay is brought to you by Dave & Buster's. Don't forget, watch WWE SummerSlam with us tomorrow night. It's free to watch. Plus, you can win prizes. That's Dave & Buster's Wolf Chase.
The big splash, what hang time by the challenger, who came within an eyelash of making history, but in the end, he got locked into that Kingsland Cloverleaf, and there was nowhere to go.
You saw it was a tale of sizes. Avalon had the single leg and wasn't able to keep Aldis in the center, but that size advantage. As soon as Avalon got near the ropes, just dragged right back, dead center, nowhere to go.
And Aldis laid it all on the line. He pulled out every trick, and in the end, he was able to remain victorious and NWA World's Heavyweight Champion. Unbelievable, a thriller in Phoenix. The NWA World's Heavyweight Champion gonna escape with the 10 pounds of gold in tow, but he had to earn it.
Welcome back. Championship Saturday is in the books. Thanks for joining us.
Catch us each and every Saturday at high noon right here on CW30 Memphis and YouTube Premiere. Except for next week, we have a special start time of 11 a.m.
Follow us on social media for the latest updates and announcements throughout the week at CW30 Wrestling.
And don't you dare forget, tomorrow night, come watch SummerSlam with us. Check out our official Facebook event for all the details and safety restrictions.
You had a blast at Extreme Rules.
I did, and I hope to see everyone out there at Dave & Buster's tomorrow night in Memphis.
Until next week, he's Dustin, I'm Maria. So long, everybody. This week only, join us for Championship Wrestling presented by Pro Shingle at 11 a.m.
Luchasaurus is in action, plus Aldis versus Cabana for the NWA 10 pounds of gold.
That's Saturday, 11 a.m. right here on CW30 Memphis.